Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. I made it for a very special friend of ours who celebrated her 90th birthday recently. I shared photographs on my blog and I was asked if I'd make a video to show how I made it. That wasn't part of my original plan, but I'm going to have a go. Obviously there's quite a bit of work involved here. But as long as I don't chat too much, I think it should be able to be, I think it's doable in a reasonable amount of time. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I don't want that to get dirty, seeing how Liz was very kind to let me borrow it so that I could do the video. So I'm going to change the colour scheme. I'm going to use Mint Macaroon and Wisteria Wonder. I'm also going to make this as a birthday card for my mum, so I'm going to have mum across here. Her birthday's in December, so I'll be ready nice and early. Right, so the card pieces you're going to need. This started off as a sheet of A4, but I trimmed it down so that it was 8 and a quarter inches by 11.5 inches. And I scored it at 5 3/4 inches. In metric, that's 21 centimetres by 29 centimetres, scored at 14.5 centimetres folded. In the US, I would just recommend that you use a full sheet. We call yours letter size. I don't know if that's what you call it, but just score yours in half folded and then just adjust these to fit your size. Next we're going to have a sheet of macaroon which measures 8 1/8 inch by 5.5 inches, which is 14 centimetres by 20.5 centimetres. And then a sheet of Whisper White which measures 7 3/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, which is 13.5 by 20 centimetres. The rest of the card pieces that you're going to need, on Liz's card, because I didn't think about doing a video for it, I did use a couple of retired pieces, but I'm not going to do that on here. So the window I'm using is a different window, and the card piece you'll need is 5 inches by 3 1/4 inches, which is 13 by 8.5 centimetres. You're also going to need a sheet of a piece of our window sheet which measures 5 inches by 3 1/4 inches, which is 13 by 8.5 centimetres. So those two should be the same size approximately. And then you'll need, for the sentiment, a piece of Whisper White and a piece of Mint Macaroon, both of which are 1 inch by 4 3/4 inches approximately, which is 2.5 centimetres by 12 centimetres. And then you need the pieces for 2 numbers, and you need about 2.5 inch by 2.5 inches, which is 6.5 by 6.5 centimetres. Or you can do like I've done and just pick out 2 pieces that you know are going to be the right size for the numbers. So what I'm going to do is, those will need die cutting, that will need die cutting, and so will these, and so will that after it's been stamped. In fact, no, we do the stamping, yeah, we do the die cutting first on that one. The only bit of stamping I need to do first will be for the sentiment here, and then I can get all the die cutting done first. So what I'm going to use here is, the sentiment is from a stamp set called Wild About Flowers, and I'm going to use Congratulations on Your, because that's going in the centre of the card, and then it will say 90th birthday. So I'm going to do that in Wisteria Wonder. I'm just going to stamp it in the centre of my Whisper White cardstock. as straight as I can manage it, but I can always straighten it up by when I use the die on it. So there we go, that's that piece. So let's just close this up for the time being. Normally I do when I'm making my own background sheet, I normally do all my stamping first, but on this card I did my die cutting first. So let's bring my big shot in. And for my numbers and the frame for the window, and also this one. Right, my numbers are from, where's my stamps? No, my die has gone for that one. This one here. This is the large numbers framelits, and my mum will be 93, so that's a 9 and a 3. And for the window frame I'm using lots of labels, framelits dies. I'm going to use the largest two. And that's that. And for this one I am using, what did I use for this? Oh, that's right, I used this die from the cupcake cutouts framelits. Whoops. I just pop that back in. Okay, so that can go there. Right. So that's number 3. Oops. If you buy these numbers, oops, oh, that'll be cut out anyway. You don't get a number 6 and a number 9. You use the same one, whichever one you need. And then I need to cut this out. Let's turn that over. That's the big one. And then that one as well. And then this one. It doesn't look very even, does it? That look better? I think so. Now this one is where I should be able to get it straightened up if I didn't do it straight. Right, I'm pushing that a bit high. Where's the cutting edge? Oh, that's alright. Cutting edge is around this bit here, so it doesn't matter if that bit. The cutting edge is here, so it doesn't matter if that bit comes off my paper. Let's move that along a bit to make sure it's in the middle. So I think that's alright. So let's crank the, oops, I didn't put that upside down, did I? I'm going to have to clean that. There's some serious stickiness going on there. Right, did I move that? No. Did I move that? No. Good. Right, let's now crank this through. Just holding that to make sure. Ooh, I don't like that at all. Right, So what have we got? Okay, so that's our congratulations. Now I still need that piece. I'll show you what for. Now here I have the frame for my window. So save that for another project. Put those over there. And my numbers. Number 9. And number 3. Pop those back. Now I need to do this piece, and I need to do, first of all I'm going to do Mum, which means I'm going to have to go through twice. Now this is how I have stored, or how I am storing my letters. There are 37 pieces in the set altogether. So let me lay this down so I can get the pieces up. So that's M, and U. I'll need to do 2 of the M's. Let's pop that back there. And I need to cut the window here as well. So bring that back. And what I'm going to do is I'm using the smaller of the 2 windows. Now what's the best way of doing this? It was okay with Liz because I had 3 separate letters. Right, that's going to be going in between there, so as long as I leave gap for that. This is basically all you need to do, is work out so it's all going to fit in there ticely. Now with this one, I think what I'm going to do to make sure I'm okay, I'm going to, as I said, I wasn't prepared for doing a video for this one, so I hadn't got it all planned out. So I'm on the hoof a little bit here. So what I'm going to do is just measure across here. This is 5 1/4. So I'm going to find out what the halfway mark is. Then I know that's where the centre of my U has got to go. So it's 2 1/2 and 1/8. So it's 2 5/8. Okay, that's going to be where my U has to go. In fact, what I'm going to do, should I make that high? Let me just check Liz, how high did I go for hers? Oh no, hers came down quite a bit lower. Alright, let's do it like that then. That will leave me room for there, and that will leave me room for that. Okay, so that's going to go there. I can put Mum, or at least the M, there. And then I'll come back and do that one. Don't need that. We're using that just for measuring, aren't we? In fact, what I'll do for this one is just use that as my guide. I think that would look alright. Yes, let's go for that. Just make sure that's straight. Right. Let's see if we can do this a little bit quieter than last time. Right, so that piece comes out. And again, save that one for something else. I don't need that anymore. Take those out. Beautiful. So that can be saved as well. And that one. Now I can put Mum, the other M, on this side. I keep calling the M Mum. There we go. And I have to say there's virtually no chance that my mum will be watching my video, bless her. There we go. There we go. And that's another M we can save. So those letters can go back. I'm going to put the Big Shot back. Won't be needing that. Now what I did for layering this was I took my green piece and then just drew round it with my pencil and then cut it out. And I want pointed corners on here, not the rounded ones. Oops, have I done that? It's a bit close, but never mind. So what I do is, let's do down the outside first. Let's use some big scissors. So just straight down, straight off the end. Same on the other side. Try to leave yourself a bit more space than I've done here. Right. And then for this, it's quite easy just to follow in like that. That's that one. And then that's that one. Okay, so that's going to be absolutely superb. I will just use my eraser on that before I forget. Oh, and I've also got a pencil mark just above Mum as well, haven't I? There we go, that's that. Let's just do that one as well. Right, before I move on, these, let me get myself a scrap sheet of paper. Not that one, but I will use that one and that and that. I go over these with my Wink of Stella pen. Let me just bring Liz's card back again so that you can notice what it is. Okay, so that's where I did the drawing that on the outside, and I think you can see where that has been done with the Wink of Stella. Unfortunately, I've lost my screen, my spare screen that I have in front of me. The plug actually broke on it, so I'm having to use my camcorder screen, which I have to say, I've forgotten what it was like to use that. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint over these. There we go, that's the first one done. And then this one. I know the letters set with the stamps and the dies, it is quite a large outlay in one, well, it is a large outlay all in one go, but it really is well worth it. It's the kind of thing that I will keep forever now that I have it. Certain things that I do hold on to. In fact, thinking about it, there is one thing that I will be using that is a retired item. I do have an alternative that I've suggestion for you, but it's one of those things that once I'd bought it, I knew that I'd want to be using it again. Right, okay, so that's that. I wonder if I can squeeze some of this without it coming down too quickly. When it comes down too quickly, it paints too much. Right, I wonder if that's... Just be gentle. Oh, that's alright. Oops, got a hairy bit there. Oh, that's made it speed up a bit. Turn that around. It's got a hairy bit there as well. These are the only bits that I do with the Wink of Stella. There we go. I think that's alright. So let's pop that there, that there, that. Let's just adhere this piece on, and then we can concentrate on the main part. You can use snail, fast fuse or whatever you like for this one. And that's come out far too quickly. Right, I've got another scrap of paper here by the side of me. Let's just wipe that on there. That'll stop it oozing out. Trouble is, it does make it very dry very quickly. Oh, there we go. Is that straight? Yep, I think so. So that piece is done. Now this is what we need to work on. In fact, we need that, don't we? So the colours I'm going to be using: Mint Macaroon and Wisteria Wonder. And the stamps I'm going to use are these two. and they are from Blooming Love, and it's that stamp and that little one. That's what I'm going to do to make my own background here. So I was thinking about doing 3 colours on here. I was thinking about using Perfect Plum as well. So I'm going to do these 2 first, see what I think about it, and then I might bring the 3rd one in. One of the advantages of doing this stamping once you've done your die cuts is you can make sure that you get enough of the complete flowers that you want. Whereas if you just do it totally randomly with a full sheet, you might finish up with all of these that have been cut out underneath. Right, that's all I'm going to do with that one for a moment, and I think I'll do the mint macaroon next, so I need to wash this one. Let's move that onto that side, and now I'm going to turn my flower upside down, or at least the other way round. I can't say it's upside down. Oops. Not sure quite where I got that piece on there. But that's one of those things we can cover up. Right, I think that's the last one of those. In fact, I don't think I will do a 3rd colour with this. I'm liking how it's coming up now. Right, now I'm going to use this little individual one. I try making sure some of them go off the edges. So shall I say that's it for this one? Actually that one was a bit silly because I'm going to be covering that bit up, aren't I? Right, now I need to use my mint macaroon, so let me just wash this. I'm sorry, I can't see, but whoops, can't see whether you can actually see what I'm doing without, yeah, just about. Well, you can see me washing, but you can't see me drying it. Okay, so let's move this one out of the way, bring this one back, and we just finish with the last bits that we feel that we need. Covered up that little bit in the middle. Got another one there. Should we cover that one up? That is sliding across here. Just get a tissue, a kitchen roll. Let's put it on the reverse side. Okay, let's carry on. That's why I'm getting ink in the wrong places. I'm getting too much on my block. Okay, so let's have one in here. That's very bad. Look at that one. Never mind. Can't do anything about it now. Right, I think that's good to go. So, advice for you is don't let your ink be too wet so that you get it onto your blocks. Unfortunately, this finishes up so busy that I don't think it really notices. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my frame on here. Yes. I'll use Tombow for that. Again, you can use whatever is your preference. And stick that little bit of glue on there. Right, that's okay. Just slide that so that it all covers up the edge in there. Jobs like this, Tombow really comes into its own. It gives you that little bit of time to move it into the centre. Okay, now I need to adhere my window sheet onto the back because that's going to be my shaker. And what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to put Tombow. I think I'm going to have to change the name of this glue. TomTom is the name of a sat-nav over here in the UK. Okay, so that's fine for that. Now we've got to start building up a wall to put our shakers in here. I'm using sequins These are some that I had left over from a kit, a Stampin' Up kit that I bought some time ago, so I'm going to use those. But this is the Fancy Frost sequins. Really nice. I think the colours are Sweet Sugar Plum and Pool Party. Don't they say the colours on here? No, it doesn't. Pool Party, I'm sure, and Sweet Sugar Plum. Beautiful colours. Right, I am going to use our adhesive foam strips, which have been made for shaker cards. They are 1/8 of an inch high, which is twice the height of our dimensionals. So I'm going to put this close to the edge, but I'm leaving probably about 1/8 of an inch there, and then I'm going to trim that off. I'm not going to try and go round the squiggly bits here. I'm just going to do this at an angle, but just follow it through like that. And then again. And I'm going to bring this one down this side. Just make sure you butt it up nicely up to the edge there. There we go. Now I'm going to take another strip rather. And I'm going to put it from here along here. And then butt that up to that side, and then bring it down to meet up with the bit down the bottom here. Okay, so that's going to fence in all the sequins. Now, what I like to do with the rest of the card, I don't like to be able to pick the card up and look sideways and see lots of ups and downs, so I put a complete line all the way around the outside. It like seals up the card. It also supports the card the same height all the way around as well. Okay, so that's going there about 1/8 of an inch away, I think. Except I don't think I've done 1/8 of an inch there. So let's just get that piece up. Oh, come on. Right, so another piece. I'm going to do this all the way up to the top of the card. Now with this one that I have left over, I'm going to put it in between those two letters there. I'll take another one. I'm going to do this down this side. My lines probably aren't perfectly straight. But at least it's going to conceal all the sort of workings that's going on underneath the card. So I've got another one there that can go down that side. I need one to go across there. Now when you buy and start with a new sheet, that is actually a complete box all around there, so you need to cut that to get going with it, unless you start working in the middle bit. And there we go. That's right, that's nice. That's right across there. Now this piece, I'm going to put it across the centre here, so this will support the middle of my card. And I still want little bits to support the rest of the mum. In fact, let's take that little bit across there. Okay, this is part of the little box that's round the outside. So we can have that down the centre of the U. I'm not sure about the rest of the M here. Let's just do a little bit at the top here. A little piece there. If you decide to top this bit up using dimensionals, you'll need to do 2 dimensionals on top of each other so that you can match up the height. I'm not really sure there's much point doing this because that's going to be going down anyway, isn't it? Well, we'll do it anyway. Let's just do a couple for the other end as well. Oops, come back. There's that one. And there's that one. I think that should be very nicely supported now. So I need to get the sequins in here. Now how did I do this? I don't remember. Let me put this together first. So this is my base, the first layer going on my card base. I normally just leave an 1/8 of an inch gap around my layers, but this time I've left 1/4 of an inch. Right, so what I think I did, I got that bit stuck down and then I gradually brought this down, and I must have tucked that in afterwards, or did I do it round that way? Let's do it upside down. Okay, I can't remember if this is the way that I did this, but it's certainly the way that I'm going to do it now. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put that piece down and I'm going to put my sequins in there. Okay, so I've just taken the sticky, the backing off of that one. All the rest of it is still covered. So I'm going to hold this bit up while I position the rest of the card. And then when I'm happy that it's all been centred, in fact, because I can't get my head down, I'm going to do this sideways. Okay, that looks about right. I hope it's straight. Now that bit is down, so that is sticking. Okay, now very carefully I'm going to take my sequins Can I do it that way? Possibly not. Right, let's do it this way. You may find an easier way of doing this. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that stays within the window sheet. And let's put some of these as well, get a bit more colour in there. There's one that got away there. I don't want too many because too many of them will make them get stuck together and not shake properly. Right, there we go, that should be nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the backing off the adhesive strips around the window, bearing in mind that I did mine in separate little strips. You may decide to do yours as one long strip and just bend it around the corners, which you can do. Right, so that's that. The sides. And then I'm going to do this halfway and pop that bit down. That's it. Now I can afford to move. Now I'm going to take the backing off of the rest of the pieces, including these funny little bits. I have to say it was a lot easier doing the name Liz. Much easier. Oops, come back. And I've taken that one off, that one, that one, that one. Right, I've done all of these, it's just this end one now. Or the top one rather. There we go. That's that. Let's get these out of the way. And then I just need to put my sentiment on there. And that should be it. I think that colour scheme goes together nicely, don't you? Right, here we go. So it would help if we put some dimensionals on here. I'm just using normal dimensionals here, and I'm only doing the one layer. Oh, I know what I still need to do is the rhinestones. Oh, and here the numbers on. Oh, that's me thinking that I've nearly finished. Right, I'm going to have to hold my card up to get this one straight. There we That's it, lovely. They shape beautifully. Now my numbers, and I'm going to do mine using Tombow. You could add more dimension if you wanted and do it with dimensionals. You could use glue dots as well. The thing is, by using Tombow, you have to pop the numbers on there and then just leave them because they will slide about very easily. Okay, so pop that there. And that one there. Now what I will be doing after the video is I will be adding RD on here, and my RD comes from a retired stamp set, Thinlits, which is little numbers Thinlits. It's got TH, that's RD, ND, that's got number, and that's ST, so you can do whatever number you like. That's typical of the kind of thing that I will keep from Stampin' Up forever. What you can do, which is current, which they do have, is this stamp set, number of years. We have the ND, the TH, ST and RD. You can stamp it and then you can die cut it with the little flag there so that it goes on the side, or on this one probably in the centre there. So there is a sensible alternative for you. Now the dimensionals I have used, and I've made sure that I've got quite a stock of these. Where's my paper piercer? Here we go. Right, I have already hopefully cut these into strands. There we go. And then just pop it down. Inside like that. In fact, I could take that last one off. I don't need that one. There's that one. Come back. Oh, it's alright. No, it isn't. In fact, I'm going to be putting them in the centre of these flowers as well, so that's the first one done. Let's do another strand. We know that we're going to be cutting one off. There we go, that's that one. I'm not quite sure how this next one's going to work out. Let's just move that over so that it joins up at the top there. And do I want to take one off? Oh, oops, still got that one stuck there. Let's put that on one of the flowers. Oops, not down there. That's it. And now do we want one up or two of this one? Whoops. Right, okay, I'm not going to bend down and pick those up. There we go, and then this one. then I need another strip to come down the other part of the mum. Okay, so join the top up with that side of mum, let this lay down, and then it's going to join up somewhere. I think I'm going to have to save that. It's there, let me show you closer. You see at the bottom of the V there inside the mum. I think that's probably about the best I'm going to get for that. So I'm not going to make you sit and watch me do the rest of this, but I am going to do dimensionals down all of these. I will put a photograph of this on my blog on the day that I post it, which will probably be Sunday, which will be the 2nd of October. So if you check my blog for 2nd of October, you'll see this completed and with all the diamantes in the rest of these little flowers as well. Many thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you have, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. If you have any questions about this, please leave a comment in the box below or send me an email to janb@janbcards.com. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I've featured here today, because all of this is current, if you go to www.janbcards.com, you'll find a Shop Now button, or there is a link in the box below. I'll put all the measurements and all the products that I've used for today's project on the screen. If you can't view it because of the device you're watching the video on, it will be in the box below, so you can click down there to see exactly what it is that you need. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.